What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If it is the first time you're touching down in this channel, welcome to Small Feet Big Heat. We talk sneakers, we talk streetwear, and everything in between. Today I'm coming at y'all with a review for the Yeezy 700 V2 Cream. I am not afraid to admit when I'm late to the party on certain things, and the Yeezy 700 V2 is definitely one of those things that I was late coming around to. The initial drop, that static Yeezy 700 V2 drop, I was worried that I was getting caught up in the hype of that dad shoe trend, the chunky shoe vibe, that I didn't want to purchase that shoe, wear it a couple times, and just kind of be over it. The trend would be over, and I wouldn't really like the sneaker. But then once a couple of months passed, I was like, you know what? I think I actually do really like the shoe. It has nothing to do with the hype. I really just like this dad looking shoe, and that's okay. But by the time I went and looked up the prices, the statics had gone up so much. Initially they were like, $200, and then slowly they creeped up to $400, and I was like, I'll come back to it. And eventually, almost overnight, it felt like they were $1,000 shoes, $800 shoes in certain sizes, and I just wasn't willing to pull the trigger and pay that much for a Yeezy just yet. So that's my background. That's the history of me and the Yeezy 700 V2, and I kind of wanted to tell that story just to set the playing field so y'all know why I purchased these when I did. I bought these from eBay March 19th. I believe that was, if not release day, it was very shortly after release day that I picked these up, because I was not going to make that same mistake, sit around and just watch the prices go up again. I wasn't going to do that this time. Not when the sneaker looks so close to the static, but the cream does give it its own vibe and feel, and the shoe does stand alone, but we'll talk about that later. I was not going to miss these once again, so I paid $410. I did a video all about my eBay experience. If you're thinking about picking sneakers up from eBay, I highly recommend you go watch that video before you make your purchase with the authenticity guarantee. So you can see it right here, the eBay NFC tag. When you do scan the shoe with your phone, a little page comes up that links you back to eBay, and it tells you when the shoe was authenticated. So first impressions of the Yeezy 700 V2, I was definitely expecting for this shoe to be heavier than it is. I took these out of the box and I was like, wow, these are actually pretty light. I don't know if it's the thickness of the midsole or the chunkiness of the heel, but I really thought that these were gonna come in and they wouldn't be cinder blocks, but I did think that they would be a lot heavier than they are. The upper of the shoe, despite what I thought, is actually not rigid at all. It's very soft, pliable, flexible even, which means that in theory these should be very comfortable to walk around in, and we'll talk about that more after I do try them on and we talk about comfort. Since we're talking about the upper, let's talk about the design and the material. So we have this gray knitted material, which is pretty much the base of the upper, and then on top of that you have your other materials like this cream colored leather. Towards the front of the shoe there's actually the cream colored suede, like right before the toe box in this area here, as well as a suede toe box, which feels pretty nice. The materials are not bad. It is lightweight, like I said, but that doesn't mean that the shoe feels cheap. Not at all. My personal favorite part of the shoe, of course, the 3M stripes on the upper. I think those really hit when the flash is on and when people are actually going to be able to see them. I'll make sure that I throw some photos and some videos in here so y'all can see it, but the 3M on these goes crazy. I love it. On the back heel tab there's some more leather accents, but this time in a gray color. It's a really nicely designed shoe, I will say that. There's not many Yeezys that catch my attention. This is one of them. What also intrigued me about this shoe was the outsole. There is boost technology in this shoe, which is interesting for me because the only other two shoes that I've tried that have boost in them are the NMD, which personally is comfortable in the beginning when I walk in it, but after walking for a long period of time, it's just really not that comfortable anymore. The Ultra Boost is super comfortable. It's probably the most comfortable shoe that I've ever tried on, but those shoes lasted me less than 6 months. They became my daily drivers. I was wearing them almost every day to work, home, wherever else I was going. I had the triple white pair. They were basically like gray black by the time I threw them away because I was wearing them that much, and the outsole just really wasn't taking the New York City pavements well. The shoe did not last long, And after that point, I did have to just chuck them. I had to throw them away. But if you've ever seen the outsole on an Ultra Boost, you do know that more of the Boost technology is exposed and hitting the pavement or whatever you're walking on. So I feel like that's why they don't last as long. Something like this, you have a great deal of like rubbers and other materials before you actually get to the Boost. So in my mind, these should last a lot longer, and I'm hoping they do, because for the price tag and what I paid for them above the price tag, they better last. The midsole on these is a cream color, which I know normally relaxes people a little bit, because if it's not bright white, then you don't have to like walk funny to keep your sneakers clean or do any of that craziness, because once they're cream or they have like an aged look, any type of dirt that hits them, you really can't notice it as much as when you have a bright white midsole. So now that we've talked about the appearance of the shoe, I'm gonna go ahead and try these on so that we can come back and talk about comfort. So I tried them on, walked around in them a little bit, enough to say whether or not I think it's a comfortable shoe. I didn't go outside or anything like that. They do actually feel pretty comfortable, and there's two noticeable things. One is obviously the Boost, which is very soft, very pillowy. It's a very comfortable sneaker. If you ever tried a Boost sneaker, that's a given. Boost is one of the most comfortable technologies out there. Nike is coming close with some of their technologies, but I think Boost is reigning supreme in that area, so that's a given. The second is actually the flexibility in the upper. That came in clutch. Like I said, it felt like when I was walking that the shoe was actually moving with me, which is different because with a lot of Jordans, the upper is so rigid. It feels like when you're walking, the shoe is either staying still because the designs are so rigid, or it's actually moving against you, which isn't the most comfortable, but at this point we've all just kind of gotten used to it. So this is a break from that just norm of having okay sneakers, not necessarily comfortable in that department, because Jordans are not the most comfortable sneakers, but these are actually really nice. I can't wait to get some wears out of them. I will be doing an outfit video. Hopefully y'all enjoy the on foot, and if you enjoyed the review, remember to like, comment, subscribe, show a small YouTuber some love, and I'll check y'all out in the next one.